Hello and welcome back. Susan Zumo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. This week's message is all about experience, and we've been having some pretty big ones, haven't we? On the inner and on the outer world, experiences all around us. But before we get into this week's message, I did want to tell you that I'm very excited to announce that the Foundation's workshop series is now available as a downloadable workshop. It's in 4 modules, and as you can tell, what I do is by myself on a weekly video, not real big production value. However, I was extremely fortunate to meet and have my path cross with a professional who took the video teachings and rendered them in a way that will help to keep you engaged, informed, and really illustrate the information being presented. I would encourage you to go to my website. I'll put the link down below and check out the Foundation's workshop. This is a workshop that is equally good for beginners and advanced. I learned a lot while I was writing it. So I would love for you to do that. Reach out to me if you have questions or are interested in anything at the website. As you know, I work during the day, and this is something that I do as my service to you all. But I will tell you, and I hope you know, that everything that I have ever given to any of my students or clients is always the best of me. And I think you'll find that out about these classes as well. So let's go on to the message. Experiences. When I asked about today's message, and they started to talk about experiences, they said, understanding is good. Instructions are better, but experience is best. And they said this applies to all creation, for us and for everyone around us. I say all the time, my guys know what I want. My higher knows what I want. The universe knows what I want. That's good. I have an understanding of what it is that I want. Then I need directions on how to create that for myself. How do I manifest that from a thought into reality? So directions are helpful. But experience is better. How do I experience that? Well, I experience it and do my part in creation by going within and feeling what it is like to have what I want. To be living it, to be feeling it, to be experiencing it. Now, sometimes I have to reach back into my past to re-experience something that I've been able to create before, which required expanded trust. Sometimes I can just use my imagination, go inside, and imagine and experience what that's going to feel like for me. Now, why is that important in this week of October? Well, this week of October is even more intense than the last week was, or the week before that. And that intensity is going to continue. We are faced with all kinds of experience options. The first thing that we want to remember, and this is understanding, is that the world is not happening to us. The world is being created by us. And that's something I have to remind myself of all the time, because there are times when I feel powerless. I feel powerless to affect the economy. I might feel powerless to affect politics or to affect movement or the people around me. And so I have to remember that my experiences are not being created by the world, but that I am creating them from within me. And that's very empowering. The next thing I have to do is understand or learn how to create those experiences. Right now, we are being bombarded in all directions. Cosmically, energies are coming in. We're having solar flares. Planets are lining up. They're going retrograde. They're going direct. We are having full moons, new moons, and we are being encouraged by our own individual souls and higher selves to expand, to release, to bring in more love and light, and to create the experiences that we wish to have. And so in the face of all of that, we have to understand that we can create our own experience. And we do that by going within and having the experience we wish to have, feeling what it feels like, imagining that world, playing in that world, allowing details to be filled in without our need to control every single aspect of it. Some people call that visualization. I think that's a great word for it. It doesn't have to be something that you see in your mind's eye, because the feeling is important. The knowing is important. And if you have a visual to go with it, that's great. Don't get attached to it, because we are changing all the time. And what we can experience and what we can have can change all the time, especially for the better. So as we're moving through this time period where we are being asked to forget that we create and believe that the world is being created for us, and all we can do is react. All we can do is rebel or be victimized. Let's remember, let's get back to understanding, and let's know that we are creating, and that all the forces in the universe will be more than happy to support our creations. But we've got to give them the resources to do that. And we do that through our visualization, through our experience. Go within and experience what it is that you want to experience. Now, just a caveat. They did not say, live in that forever and don't come out into the outer world and do what you need to do on a daily basis. Right now, we are still experiencing a 3D reality where we have inner and outer, and we have duality. So you can't just hang out in those ethers all day long and experience the life you want to experience. That's called fantasy land. And that's good, but it has to be balanced with daily life. And so that brings us to the next thing that they wanted to talk about this week, which is caregiving. I hear all the time about how important it is for caregivers, people who are caring for others. Those of us who do this work, those of us who care for others, those of us who do healing work, who listen with an open heart, who do any kind of work in the outer world, we are caregivers. And I was reminded this week that while we are caring for everyone else around us, while we are teaching, while we are healing, while we are supporting, while we are listening, we must care for self. We're still in that land of duality. We have to balance the inner with the outer. And so caregivers, those of us who are feeling and experiencing the pain of others, the birth pains of the world, the events that are taking place that are impacting us, we have to balance that with self-care. And the way to do that is exactly the same as the experiences that they told me earlier. We must go within. We must find our joy. We must give ourselves permission to withdraw and to rest and to experience peace. If we want others to have peace, we must give it to ourselves. If we want others to heal and to grow, we must give it to ourselves. And so this week, for those who are watching this video, all you loving caregivers out there, please make sure to give it to yourself. You're going to need it as we go into the rest of this year. So there you have it. That is our message for this week. I just want to thank everybody for watching. This channel has never been about thousands and millions of views. It's been about uplifting those who view these messages and letting everyone know that we are not alone, we have support, and we are going to get there. And so for every single person who watches, shares, comments, love your comments, thank you so much. I really appreciate you because I know that we are making a difference and we are creating the world and the experiences that we want for ourselves and for those we love. And so until next week, I wish you many, many blessings. You are wonderful souls.